There's
Because she's
something
a
truly
sociopath,
magical about the golden
Detective
hour.
Chen said bluntly.
Everything is
We
softer,
found journals in her
warmer,
apartment.
and full of
She
possibility.
documented everything. The poisoning schedule, your mother's symptoms, her plans for the money after you died. She wrote about you too, Dr. Morrison. My stomach tightened. What did she say? That you were an obstacle. If the surgery didn't kill your mother, Claire planned to wait a few months, then arrange an accident for you. Make it look like grief over losing your mother. The room went cold. She was going to kill me too? Eventually. You were the only person who might question things. With both of you gone, she'd have the life insurance, the house, your mother's savings, everything. We estimate she stood to gain close to $4 million total. I felt sick. This wasn't just about money. This was complete elimination of her family for financial gain. What happens now? Detective Chen gathered her materials. Claire is being charged with attempted murder, fraud, forgery, and conspiracy. Richard Vance is in custody facing similar charges. The DA thinks this is a strong case. The evidence is overwhelming. What about Mom's money? The amount Claire already took? We've frozen all of her accounts. There's a chance you can recover most of it through asset forfeiture and civil suits, but that's a longer process. After she left, Mom and I sat in silence for a long time. Finally, she spoke. I keep thinking about when she was little. She was such a sweet child. Always helping, always caring. When did she change? I don't know, Mom. Maybe she didn't change. Maybe this is who she always was and we just didn't see it. How could I not see it? I'm her mother. She's good at hiding. She fooled everyone. The whole town thinks she's a saint. Mom looked at me with tears in her eyes. I'm glad you didn't listen to me. What do you mean? All those times I told you to be more like Claire, to move back home, to be more involved, to care more about family. If you had been
There's
like her,
something
I'd be dead right
magical
now.
about the golden hour.
That hit me hard.
Everything
Mom,
is softer,
you saved my
warmer,
life because
and
you're
full
you,
of possibility.
because you're analytical and suspicious, and you don't just accept what you're told. I'm sorry I ever made you feel bad about that. We both cried then. Not just about Claire, but about years of complicated mother-daughter dynamics, about expectations and disappointments, about the ways we'd hurt each other without meaning to. When we finally stopped, something felt different between us, clearer. Mom was discharged after a week. The arsenic was mostly cleared from her system, though Dr. Patterson said it would take months for her to fully recover. I took her to my apartment across the country. She couldn't go back to her house, not yet. Maybe never. Too many memories of Claire caring for her, slowly poisoning her. We settled into a routine. I worked from home while Mom rested, regained her strength. We cooked together, watched movies, talked about 3 weeks after Mom's discharge. I got a call from Patricia Weinstein, the private investigator. Dr. Morrison, I found something else. Something you need to know about. We met at a coffee shop. Patricia looked troubled. I kept digging into Claire's finances, tracking where all the money went. I found something disturbing. She pushed a folder across the table. Your sister was being blackmailed. I opened it. Printed emails between Claire and someone named DK. The messages were cryptic but clear enough. DK knew about the poisoning and was demanding money to stay quiet. Who is DK? That's what worries me. I traced the email accounts, the payment drop locations. Dr. Morrison, I think it's your father. My father. David Morrison, who'd abandoned us when I was 8 and Claire was 12, who we hadn't heard from in over 20 years. That's impossible. I realized I didn't actually know. Dead? Missing? I never knew what happened to him.
There's something truly
He's
magical
alive,
about the golden
living
hour.
in Nevada under a different
Everything
name.
is softer,
And based on these
warmer,
emails, he's
and
been in
full of
contact with
possibility.
Claire for at least 5 years. I felt dizzy. Why would Claire be in contact with him? I don't know. But here's what's interesting. The blackmail payments started 2 years ago, right around the time Claire moved back in with your mother. Patricia pulled out more documents. Your father was in serious debt. Gambling, bad investments. The payments from Claire totaled almost $100,000 over 2 years. So he knew she was stealing from Mom, and instead of stopping her, he extorted her? It gets worse. Look at the dates on these last few emails. I read them. The most recent was from 3 months ago, DK to Claire. The cancer plan is smart. but you need to move faster. I need my cut soon or I start talking. Claire's response. I'm handling it. After the surgery, you'll get half. Like we agreed. My hands were shaking. Half? They were partners? It appears so. Your father wasn't just blackmailing her. He was in on it from the beginning. Probably even suggested the cancer scheme. I thought I might throw up. Does Detective Chen know about this? I'm meeting with her this afternoon. But I wanted to tell you first. There's one more thing. She hesitated. What? The last email from your father came yesterday, after Claire was arrested. It said, since you failed, I'll finish it myself. Emma won't see me coming. The coffee shop seemed to tilt. He's coming after me? You're the only thing standing between him and your mother's money. With Claire in jail, he must think he can get to your mother directly. Or eliminate you and pose as the concerned ex-husband. Patricia leaned forward. Dr. Morrison, your father is dangerous. He's desperate, he's in debt, and he's already shown he's willing to kill. You and your mother need protection. I called Detective Chen immediately. She'd already heard from Patricia. Dr. Morrison, we're taking this seriously. I'm assigning protection details to both you and your mother.
Warmer,
Do not go anywhere alone.
possibility.
Do not open the door for anyone. Do you understand? I went home and told Mom everything. About Dad being alive. About the blackmail. About his threat. She listened without interrupting, her face growing paler and paler. When I finished, she said quietly, I always knew he was a coward. But Mom, we're going to be okay. The police are protecting us. Emma, there's something I never told you about your father. She took a deep breath. The reason he left wasn't another woman or money problems. I threw him out. What? You always said he abandoned us. Because I didn't want you girls to know the truth. David was violent. Not physically, but psychologically. He manipulated. He controlled. He isolated me from friends and family. Toward the end, he started doing the same to Claire. My mind raced. That's why Claire moved back in? She was reconnecting with him. If she's been in contact with him for 5 years, Emma, I think he's been grooming her, using her. He found the perfect accomplice in his own daughter. But why? What does he gain? Mom looked at me with haunted eyes. Revenge. I humiliated him when I threw him out. I got the house, custody, everything. He threatened me then, said he'd make me pay someday. I thought he was just angry. But David never forgets. Never forgives. The pieces clicked into place. This wasn't just about money. It was about Dad using Claire to destroy Mom while keeping his hands clean. And when Claire got caught, he was ready to step in and finish the job himself. The police protection started that night. An unmarked car outside my apartment. Officers checking in every few hours. Detective Chen said they were searching for David Morrison, but he'd disappeared from his Nevada apartment 2 days ago. No credit card usage.
There's something
No phone
truly
activity.
magical about
He
the
was in the
golden
wind.
hour.
3 days
Everything
passed,
is
intense
softer,
waiting.
warmer,
Mom
and
barely
full
left
of
her room.
possibility.
I worked but couldn't concentrate. Every sound in the hallway made my heart race. On the 4th day, I got a call from an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. Emma, Dad's voice. I hadn't heard it in 24 years, but I knew it instantly. I'm recording this, I said. The police are tracing the call. He laughed. No, they're not. You're too curious. You answered without thinking. He was right. I gestured frantically to the officer in my apartment. She started the trace. What do you want? To talk to my daughter. Is that so strange? The text message came through
I'm not
at
your daughter.
3:47 a.m.
You gave up that right
I was already
24
awake,
years ago.
staring at the hospital
Your mother
ceiling,
poisoned you
counting the
against
hours
me.
until my mother's
Told
surgery.
you I was the bad guy.
The message
But I never
was from a
forgot you,
number I
Emma.
didn't
Or
recognize.
Claire.
Your
You
mother
used
isn't
Claire.
sick. You manipulated her
insurance
into trying to kill our
beneficiary.
mother. Your sister changed
Claire
it
was
last
always
week.
weak.
My
Like your
hands
mother.
started shaking so
So desperate
badly
for
I almost
approval.
dropped the phone.
So easy to control.
I read it again. I gave her direction.
again.
Purpose.
My mother wasn't
She
sick,
just wasn't strong
but
enough
I'd
to
seen
see
the
it
medical
through.
reports.
His voice was
Stage 3
calm,
cancer.
almost pleasant.
Emergency surgery
Like he was
scheduled
discussing
for
the
8
weather.
a.m. You're
I'd
insane.
flown across the country, left my job, my apartment, everything, to be here for her final months. The doctors had said 6 months maximum. My sister Claire had been so supportive, so devastated, so helpful. I got out of the hospital bed where I'd been trying to sleep and walked down the hallway to my mother's room. She was sleeping peacefully, monitors beeping steadily. She looked pale, thin, sick, exactly like someone with advanced cancer should look. But the message gnawed at me. Check the insurance beneficiary. I pulled out my laptop and logged into Mom's insurance portal. I had power of attorney. Claire had helped me set it up 2 months ago when Mom was too weak to handle her own affairs. I navigated to the beneficiary page, and there it was.
Everything is softer,
Primary beneficiary,
warmer, and
Claire
full of
Elizabeth
possibility.
Morrison. Changed 7 days ago. Not me, not split between us. Just Claire, for a $2 million life insurance policy I didn't even know existed. My stomach dropped. I went back to the medical records section, started reading more carefully this time. The oncologist's name was Dr. Richard Vance. I Googled him. No results. I searched the hospital directory. No Dr. Richard Vance on staff. I checked the pathology reports for the biopsy that confirmed the cancer. The lab's address didn't match any legitimate medical facility in the state. I felt the room spinning. I walked to the bathroom and threw up. When I came back, I looked at my mother again. Pale, thin, weak, but not from cancer, from something else. I thought back over the past 3 months. Mom's sudden diagnosis. Claire insisting we use her doctor because he was the best. The rapid decline. The medications Claire picked up from the pharmacy every week. The special diet Claire prepared. The isolation. Claire said Mom's immune system was too compromised for visitors. Just me and Claire taking care of Mom in her own home. Until the cancer spread, and Claire insisted on hospitalization for the surgery. The surgery that was scheduled for 4 hours from now. The surgery that would likely kill her if she wasn't actually sick. My name is Dr. Emma Morrison. I'm 32 years old, a research scientist, and apparently I'm watching my older sister slowly murder our mother for $2 million. But before we continue, like and subscribe. It's a free way to support my work. I sat in that bathroom for 20 minutes, trying to control my breathing, trying to think. If I was right, if Mom wasn't actually sick, then every medication, every treatment, every injection Claire had given her for 3 months was... What poison?
Something
to mimic
magical
cancer
about the golden
symptoms?
hour.
I pulled out my phone
Everything
and
is
started
softer,
searching.
warmer,
How to
and full
fake
of
cancer
possibility.
symptoms. The results made me sick all over again. Arsenicum album. Small doses cause weight loss, fatigue, digestive problems, hair loss. All of Mom's symptoms. It's a homeopathic remedy in tiny doses but toxic in larger amounts. And Claire was a pharmacist. She had access to everything. She knew exactly what to give Mom to make her look like a cancer patient without actually killing her too quickly. The plan was elegant, really. Get Mom sick enough that no one questions the cancer diagnosis. Isolate her so no one gets second opinions. Change the beneficiary while Mom is too weak to notice. Then schedule a surgery Mom doesn't actually need, but probably won't survive given her weakened state. Claire collects $2 million as the grieving daughter. No one suspects anything because Mom had cancer, except someone new. Someone sent me that text message. I looked at the unknown number again. Thought about calling it. Decided against it. If this was real, I needed to be careful. I needed evidence. I couldn't just burst into Mom's room and accuse Claire of attempted murder. Claire was the perfect daughter. She'd moved back home 2 years ago to take care of Mom after Mom's retirement. Everyone in our small town loved Claire. She volunteered at the church, organized charity fundraisers, visited sick neighbors. Me? I was the daughter who left for college and never came back. The one who chose career over family. The one who only visited twice a year. If I accused Claire without proof, no one would believe me. I went back to my room and started planning. 4 hours until surgery. I needed to stop it without alerting Claire that I knew. I needed to get samples of Mom's medications tested. I needed to find out who sent me that message and what else they knew. And I needed to do all of it while pretending everything was normal. I started with the surgery. I found the surgeon's contact information and sent an email from my hospital room.
Softer,
Dr.
warmer,
Patterson,
and full of
this is Dr. Emma
possibility.
Morrison. I'm a research scientist, and my mother, Dorothy Morrison, is scheduled for surgery at 8 a.m. I have some questions about the pathology reports and would like to discuss them before the procedure. Can we meet at 7 a.m.? I copied my credentials, my university affiliation, my published papers. Made it professional? Made it hard to ignore. Then I went to Mom's room. Claire was there now, sitting beside the bed holding Mom's hand. She looked up when I entered and smiled. "Emma, you should be sleeping. Big day today." Her voice was so gentle, so caring. I wanted to scream. Instead, I smiled back. "Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd sit with Mom for a bit." Claire stood up. "I'll get us some coffee." "You want your usual? 2 sugars, extra cream?" She remembered. Of course she remembered. Claire remembered everything about everyone. It's what made her so good at this. "That would be great. Thanks." I waited until she left, then immediately went to the small cabinet where Mom's medications were stored. 7 different bottles. I took my phone and photographed every label, every pill, every dosage instruction. Then I grabbed a tissue and carefully took 1 pill from each bottle, wrapping them separately and hiding them in my jacket pocket. Mom stirred. "Emma?" Her voice was so weak. "I'm here, Mom." I took her hand. It felt like paper, so thin and fragile. "The surgery's soon," she whispered. "I'm scared." My throat tightened. "Mom, do you trust me?" She nodded slightly. "More than anything." I leaned in close. "I need you to do something for me. When they come to prep you for surgery, I need you to tell them you want to wait. Tell them you need a few more days." "Can you do that?" She looked confused. "But Dr. Vance said—" "I know what Dr. Vance said. But I'm asking you to trust me. Please, Mom, just delay the surgery. Tell them you're not ready." She studied my face. Even sick, even weak, she could read me. "Something's wrong. I'm figuring it out. But I need time, please." She squeezed my hand with what little strength she had. "Okay, I trust you." Claire came back with coffee. We sat together in silence, the 3 of us, like a normal family keeping vigil before a difficult surgery. Except nothing about this was normal. At 6:45 a.m., my phone buzzed. Email from Dr. Patterson. "Dr. Morrison, I'd be happy to discuss your mother's case. I have some concerns of my own. Meet me in my office, 3rd floor, room 304. Concerns of his own? I excused myself, telling Claire I needed to take a work call. Found Dr. Patterson's office. He was in his 60s, gray hair, tired eyes. He gestured for me to sit. "Dr. Morrison, I'm glad you reached out. I've been uncomfortable with this case from the beginning." I sat forward. "Why?" He pulled up files on his computer. "I was asked to perform this surgery by Dr. Richard Vance, who identified himself as your mother's oncologist. But when I requested the medical records, the pathology reports seemed inconsistent. The imaging shows some masses, yes, but they're small. Not stage 3. Not surgical emergencies? I tried to contact Dr. Vance directly to discuss, but I can't find him in any medical directory." "That's because he doesn't exist," I said quietly. Dr. Patterson looked at me sharply. "Explain." So I did. I showed him the insurance beneficiary change, the fake pathology lab, my suspicions about the medications. He listened without interrupting, his face growing darker. When I finished, he sat back. "This is attempted murder. I know, but I need proof before I can go to the police, and I need to keep my mother safe." Dr. Patterson made a decision. "I'm canceling the surgery.
Something truly magical
I'll
about
cite
the
medical
golden hour.
concerns, need for additional
Everything
testing.
is softer,
That buys
warmer,
us time."
and full of possibility.
Relief flooded through me. "Thank you. But, Dr. Morrison, Emma, Aunt Linda had been
If you're
dead
right
for
about
3
this,
years. Your sister is
I
dangerous."
kept my face neutral.
"You need to be very
That's
careful."
nice of her to check in.
I nodded. At
I know.
7:30,
Can
Dr.
you have
Patterson
Mom's
came
blood
to the
tested?
room.
Full
"Mrs.
toxicology
Morrison,
screen?
I'm afraid we need
I'll
to
order it
postpone your
immediately.
surgery.
We'll say
Some
it's
of your
standard
lab work came
pre-surgical
back with
protocol.
abnormalities.
We shook hands
I want to
and I
run
went back to
additional
Mom's
tests
room.
before we proceed."
Claire was on her phone, her
Claire's
back to
face
the door.
went white.
What
I heard
kind
her
of
say, "No, it's
abnormalities?
happening today. Nothing to be
After the
overly
surgery?
concerned about."
Yes,
Dr.
the house
Patterson
too.
said smoothly.
Everything. Just some
She
numbers
hung up
that are
quickly
off.
when she heard me
Could be
enter.
related to the cancer.
Smiled. Could be medication
That was Aunt
interactions.
Linda.
I wanted
to know how
Mom's
doing.
Mom looked at me. I gave her a small nod. She turned to Dr. Patterson. "Whatever you think is best, doctor." Claire stood up abruptly. "Can I speak with you privately, doctor?" They stepped into the hallway. Through the window, I could see Claire gesturing intensely, Dr. Patterson shaking his head firmly. When Claire came back, her smile was strained. "Well, I guess we wait then." The next 3 hours were torture. Claire stayed glued to Mom's side, preventing me from saying anything. She controlled the medications, the meals, everything. But I noticed something. She didn't give Mom any pills. For the first time in 3 months, according to Mom's chart, Claire skipped the morning medications. Because Dr. Patterson was watching now. Because there would be questions if Mom's symptoms got worse right after taking her pills. Claire was trapped and she knew it. At noon, my phone buzzed. The unknown number. Parking garage. Level 3. Come alone. I told Claire I was getting lunch. Took the elevator to the parking garage. A woman in her 40s was waiting by a silver sedan. Dr. Morrison? Who are you? My name is Patricia Weinstein. I'm a private investigator. She handed me a card. I was hired by your mother's financial advisor 6 weeks ago.
Something truly magical
He
about
noticed
the golden
unusual
hour.
activity on her accounts and
Everything
became
is
concerned.
softer, warmer,
What kind of
and full
activity?
possibility.
Large withdrawals. Changes to beneficiaries on multiple policies. Your mother's signature, but the IP address is traced back to your sister's computer. She pulled out a folder. I've been documenting everything. Your sister has been planning this for over a year. The fake cancer diagnosis is just the final stage. I took the folder with shaking hands. Why didn't you go to the police? I needed more evidence. And I needed someone in the family to believe me. I tried contacting you 3 months ago, but your sister intercepted the messages. How? She has access to your mother's email and phone. She's been filtering communications, making sure no one could raise concerns. Your mother's been isolated for months, not just physically. I opened the folder. Bank statements showing $200,000 withdrawn over 8 months. Credit card charges for medical supplies that weren't covered by insurance. Website searches on Claire's laptop for undetectable poisons and how to forge medical documents. And photographs. Claire meeting with a man in a coffee shop, exchanging an envelope. Who is that? Dr. Richard Vance. Real name Richard Vance, but not a doctor. He's a medical supply salesman with a gambling problem. Your sister paid him $50,000 to pose as an oncologist and create fake medical records. My hands were shaking so hard I almost dropped the folder. This is enough for the police. Patricia nodded. I've already contacted them. Detective Sarah Chen, she's waiting for your call. She handed me another card. But Dr. Morrison, your sister is going to realize something's wrong. The canceled surgery, the toxicology tests, you disappearing to meet me. You need to be prepared for her to escalate. What do you mean? People who've gone this far don't just give up. If she thinks you're onto her, she might try something desperate. A chill ran down my spine. My
There's
mother
something truly
is
magical
safe for now.
about the golden
Dr.
hour.
Patterson is watching her.
Everything is softer,
But you need to move
warmer,
fast.
and full of
I
possibility.
called Detective Chen from the parking garage. She answered immediately. Dr. Morrison, I've been briefed by Ms. Weinstein. I need you to come to the station and give a formal statement. What about my mother? We're sending officers to the hospital now. Your mother will be placed under protective custody. I went back to Mom's room. Claire was gone. A nurse I didn't recognize was checking Mom's vitals. She looked up when I entered. Dr. Morrison? I'm Officer Janet Reeves, undercover. Your sister left about 5 minutes ago. Said she needed to get something from her car. Panic hit me. She's running. Officer Reeves spoke into her radio. Suspect may be fleeing. All units, she stopped. We both heard it. A commotion in the hallway. Shouting. I ran to the door. Claire was there, being held by 2 uniformed officers. She was screaming, crying, struggling. Let me go. My mother needs me. Emma, what did you do? What did you tell them? I walked up to her slowly. Her eyes were wild, desperate. This wasn't the composed, caring sister I thought I knew. This was someone backed into a corner. I saved Mom's life, I said quietly. That's what I did. She's sick. She has cancer. You're going to kill her by stopping her treatment. There is no cancer, Claire. There's no Dr. Vance. There's just you, poisoning our mother for $2 million. Something in her face changed. The desperation melted away, replaced by something cold and hard. You always thought you were so smart, didn't you? Little Emma, the scientist, the important researcher. Meanwhile, I'm the one who stayed. I'm the one who took care of her for years while you were off building your career. I'm the one who deserves that money. You deserve prison, I said. That's what you deserve. They took Claire away. I stood in the hospital
There's
hallway,
something truly
watching them
magical
put her
about
in
the golden
handcuffs,
hour.
listening to her
Everything
shout
is
accusations
softer,
at me until the
warmer,
elevator
and
doors
full of
closed.
possibility.
Then I went back to Mom's room. She was awake now, watching everything with wide eyes. Officer Reeves had explained the situation. Mom's face was pale, shocked. Emma. Claire was... She couldn't finish the sentence. I sat beside her bed and took her hand. I know, Mom, I'm so sorry. She started crying. Not the quiet tears of sadness, but deep, wrenching sobs. My daughter. My own daughter tried to kill me. I held her while she cried, while the monitors beeped their steady rhythm, while my own tears fell silently. Dr. Patterson came in an hour later with the toxicology results. Arsenic. Low doses, consistent with chronic poisoning. We're starting chelation therapy immediately to remove it from your system. He looked at Mom with compassion. Mrs. Morrison, you're going to be okay. You don't have cancer. You were being poisoned, but we caught it in time. Mom just nodded, still in shock. Over the next 3 days, as the arsenic left her system, Mom got stronger. Color returned to her face. Her appetite came back. The cancer patient disappeared, replaced by a healthy 64-year-old woman who'd survived attempted murder by her own daughter. I stayed with her the entire time, called my university, and took an emergency leave of absence. Nothing was more important than being here. Detective Chen came by on the 4th day. Dr. Morrison, I need to walk you through what we've uncovered. It's extensive. She laid out photos and documents on the table in Mom's hospital room. Your sister began planning this approximately 18 months ago. She started small, taking money from your mother's accounts. Your mother noticed and confronted her. That's when Claire escalated. Mom, you knew she was taking money? Mom looked ashamed. Small amounts at first.
There's something
A few
truly
$100s
magical
here and
about
there.
the golden hour.
She said she was in debt,
Everything
that
is
she'd pay
softer,
it back.
warmer,
I
and
believed
full
her
of
because she's my
possibility.
daughter. Detective Chen continued. When you confronted her, she realized she needed a permanent solution. That's when she connected with Richard Vance. She showed us photos of Claire and Vance meeting over several months. Vance provided the fake medical credentials, the forged pathology reports, the cancer diagnosis. Claire began administering arsenic in your mother's food and vitamins. The symptoms appeared, the fake diagnosis seemed legitimate, and Claire positioned herself as the devoted caretaker. What about the insurance? I asked. Your mother had a $1 million policy originally. Claire convinced her to increase it to $2 million 6 months ago, claiming it was for security given the cancer diagnosis. Your mother was already being poisoned at that point, too confused and weak to question it. Mom covered her face with her hands. I trusted her completely. She was so caring, so attentive. How could I have known?